Good morning. Everyone loves a driving video. And as I travel slowly, you can now see how crowded it is here. Not a good look, not a good sign. And I think we are now free of the detritus. There we go. It is February 12th, 2024. Is it about 8:40 a.m. in my locale? And we do have to head to town. All right. So, number one, I'm starting to like these weekly updates a lot more than I am liking the bi-weekly updates. I don't think there's enough going on for everybody to hear from me twice a week. So I think we're going to turn this down to once a week. And if you want it more frequently, let me know. If you want it less frequently, let me know. All right, number two. Physical health, feeling much better. I noted that my appetite is coming back, like a teenager, which is bad. Because I'm trying to eat everything not nailed down. Okay, that's a bad thing. My waistline has gone down about half an inch because I wasn't eating. However, that's not a bad thing. What else are we doing with that? I've eaten at our restaurant a couple of times. Not bad. Heavy on the sodium, I can tell you that. I can tell you that for my ankles, but it's not them. It's the food they're making. But again, lovely people, and they're doing a fantastic job. No doubt about it. Okay, let's see. Work has been very busy. Very fortunately, despite all of our financial situations in the world, our work is pretty big, pretty brisk. Lots of people. I'm not sure whether this is, people come here because it only costs $30 to get in, and then they get down and it's like, well, now what do I do? Or they're coming down specifically for the reason of, hey, you know what? I want to do this. In either event, the wildlife is coming out. They are enjoying themselves very much. And the people that I work with are absolutely sparkling. They're fantastic human beings. And I'm going to be sad to see many of them, come on, Bodie, many of them move on, as time goes on. But I also know many of them will be back. So it's kind of nice. That is the one thing I can say about the RV community is I have met some of the nicest, most helpful people in the whole world. Also met some bad people, the RV community that picks up their own trash and cleans up after themselves is really a bright spot when you look at online and you see the people at the LVTAs leaving dirty diapers and trash all over. So, there's always a plus and then there's a minus. Bodie's doing pretty good. I've got him to the point now that he is not barking when he sees certain people. He does kind of a silent alert. So things are working out in that aspect. That's very, very pleasing to me. I want to get him to the point that he will deal with people, and part of me really likes his protective streak, because that means he's going to protect me and the rig, and let's face it, in a world where everything hates you, it's nice to have a 10-pound dog on your side, right? All right, let's see what else we got. As we pass Christian Point, which I can see and smell. Oh, there goes some cat leader. Today in history, Okay, it is February 12th. Windshield wiper. Okay, February 12th, 2 years ago today, someone came into my kitchen and said, "You gotta go." And I saw the level of their insanity that I had not seen before. And that is very painful to me. That's kind of why I'm going out to town, take care of a few things. I'm not going many places, getting my hair cut, hopefully. But today was very, very painful to me, waking up at 4 in the morning and realizing that 2 years ago today, somebody beautiful, wonderful, amazing, absolutely lost their mind. They lost their mind to their television. They lost their mind to their politics. They lost their mind to their therapist. They lost their mind to their child. They lost their mind. Now, I'm more prone to say that this is a temporary insanity event. Okay? We hope. We can't really tell from the place we're standing. But a difficult day nonetheless. They told me last night there was a football game. I did hear that. Didn't see a lick of it. Don't care. Again, I used to love to watch football with her. It was wonderful. She'd sit on the couch, have the big screen on. I'd be in the kitchen because it was all one big room. I'd be cooking beef stew. Like we've talked about this. Beef stew, chicken and dumplings, meatballs. Who knows? Maybe I was making her Italian wedding soup or I was making gnocchi by hand. Who knows? The one thing we do know is that once I started seeing people eat the ground, 14 national anthems, 16 different colors on a flag, and I started going, well, this isn't football anymore, guys. It's horseshit. And we need to step away from this. Never looked back. Never really thought about it beyond that. But yeah, that was a smart move. That was really a smart move on my end. I miss watching the game with her. Snuggled under a blanket screaming because she understood the game rather well. And now it's gone. It's been taken away from me. Hockey, baseball, football. Heck, I can't even find WRC anymore, even if I try to go out into the world and look on the internet. WRC is closed course racing, for those of you who are paying attention. I can't find it. I can't see it anymore. It's awful. front of him refuted the last 5 minutes of everything he said, standing in front of his face, because I'm a living, talking example of everything that they lied about, and I'm still here and I experienced it. And since there's nowhere for him to go, that probably made him very uncomfortable. You know, the equivalent is when the restaurateur says there are no mice in the restroom or in the restaurant, and then you walk into the restroom, grab a mouse trap with a dead mouse in it, and say, "Hey, dude, what's this? I just found it in the restroom like 3 minutes ago." It blows their argument out of the water, and they do this thing. They do two things. Number one, their jaw drops open. I don't know why that is a physiological response. I mean, usually when people get angry, they clench their jaws, but their jaw drops open. Then they get angry, and you can watch their eyes change. They get absolutely infuriated because you basically told them a liar to their face, and you showed them proof. And then they'll probably try to reject that proof. They'll go, "Well, that's not from my restroom. That's my..." No, I just walked in the restroom. I just grabbed it. Come on in the restroom. There's another one right. They won't deal with you. Now, in the olden days, when somebody had a situation like that, we all went together and we looked at the proof. And then somebody had to say, "I'm wrong." And then somebody had to say, "I'm right." And then we had to figure out what happens next. This is 2024. I'm right if my feelings tell me I'm right. You're wrong if you show me the facts. Which disappoints me because in the last 5 years, I could open up an organic chemistry textbook and start reading out of it randomly, and within 4 minutes or 3 minutes, somebody would scream about it hurting their feelings. It is an organic chemistry textbook. We can go to the lab and we can look at it and prove it. It doesn't matter. It hurts my fees. My science textbooks are now no greater or lesser than those things that can stop a table from wobbling because they might hurt somebody's feelings. Then they wonder why it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because feelings are horrible things to make decisions upon. These are the facts, and they don't change. And we can't change them no matter how much we wish them to be so. So, I keep seeing that type of thing in the marina. I see people with multicolored hair. I see people dressed in pajamas. We've had this conversation before. I see people with piercings all over their body that they really don't need. I see them covered in tattoos. And I consider tattoos and nose rings and all that to be a form of social and physiological optimism. And that's a real big word. Optimism is a biological term that states that things that are brightly colored are toxic and dangerous. And those colors usually indicate that. Now, in some cases, brightly colored items can demonstrate reproductive fecundity, which means, that's peacocks and things like that. I'm more prone to believe that those who are displaying those traits or activities are more prone to be the poison dart frogs and not the peacocks. It is a desperate cry for attention, and as far as I can be concerned, remember, my sister is covered in these things. It is a form of self-loathing. It is trying to hide you instead of being happy in your own skin. Now, that can go in the wrong direction. These body positivity movements that say that people are healthy when they're unhealthy, that's pride in your own skin. But it's pathological pride in your own skin. You're not using a measure of intellect and intelligence. though I don't have a pH meter, I can't check the soil. You know, I can guess at it, but I can't see it. I feel badly. Somebody wanted me to do something for them at the Walmart. I told them to show up between 8 and 8:30. They didn't show up, so there's nothing I can do. I wanted to help them. I just said show up between 8 and 8:30. I was dressed, I was showered, I shaved, I was ready to go. They didn't show up. So, you snooze, you lose. I feel badly about it. I wanted to help the fella. Can't help. One of my colleagues said if you're going to town, bring me 3 Japanese princesses. Well, since I don't want to hurt this fellow, I love him to death, he's not going to get anything toxic. And let's face it, 2X chromosome, did you ever wonder why those old cartoons, when somebody died, they put 2 X's over their eyes, and then there's 2X chromosomes for females? Did anybody put that together, or was it just me that I just figured it out? I don't know. We're not going to hurt the poor fellow. I got few requests going out into the world today, which is good. I have to run out. I have to have something checked out. I might slide by my RV text thing, because we were texting each other last night. Let's see how he's doing, and then I do need a haircut. The last time I went to town, it was a 4-hour wait. I'm like, no way, we're not doing this. At this point, my hair is so long and so wild and sticks out so much. I'm ready to go over to the any store, maybe the beauty supply, and buy a pair of hair trimmers and just set them to 3 and just buzz my whole head. I am so tired of this nonsense. Alright, what you're looking at ahead of you is the hummocks, which is what we've seen before. That's why it's flat, flat, flat. These are sawgrass prairie, flat, flat, flat. And then there's suddenly trees, very large trees, all over the place. These are the hummocks. By the way, Bodie, you're not going to see him. He is not sitting in the chair. He's not in the passenger seat. He has found himself that during travel time, he goes onto the dinette. And that's fine. He's safe, he's comfortable, you know, he's got a lot of places to stretch out, let him do it. We are coming toward Mahogany Hammock. That's why all those trees are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Sign in the road. Hang on. Alright, keep your eyes on the right. You'll see the sign. Mahogany Hammock, park entrance, 21 miles. The cypress looks sad. When the cypress lose their needles, they look so sad. Bunch of cabbage palms on the side there. Cabbage palm being the state plant of Florida. Most people say oranges. No, that's the state flower of Florida. That's one of the fun things you can do on the boat when there's not a lot going on. You can go trivia time. What's the state bird of Florida? What's the state motto of Florida? What's the state flower of Florida? What's the state plant of Florida? It's a lot of fun, you know, because when people get the right answer, they feel so good about themselves. And since I am not native to Florida, me being able to put all that in the head is kind of important. Then again, where I come from, I don't. When I lived in New Jersey, I knew that the state bird was the eastern goldfinch. That's about it. I think the state motto of Florida,